So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on this second part of the show. I hope you're enjoying the show and you're learning something. My guest was and is still in studio, that is Mr. Charles Wafula. Charles is just oozing wisdom. I mean, the words that are being said on this show today, I need to go and look for a dictionary after this so that I can get myself accustomed to such words so that next time hata mimi niwangarie. Yeah, so Charles, we are still on this matter hope. And you know, during the break I was just thinking about these young people who are into employment. And they finished campus and they're not moving. Like, unajua career progression, there's no career progression. You've worked, your boss is not responding, nothing is happening. How can you encourage such people that they still hope they can still progress in that career, or do they need to move out? How can you encourage?
Of course, I think there are many reasons which influence an individual's decision, especially the workplace and space. Yeah, because maybe unaweza pata kuna wase wanaduyanga. Actually, let me just start by saying this way. So they say in HR, people don't leave a bad job, they leave a bad manager. Most of the times ni vile mtu anarelate na manager wake ndio anamwanga I will stay here longer ama taishia. I'll move on. Yeah. So the point I seek to say there is, unaweza pata maybe kuna msana analipwa 20k, 30k, 40k per month, but akona boss mfiti. So nishiki, okay fine, hii salosi bigi, but dosi yoni inspire, yoni mentor, yoni side in other non-salary ways. Unacheki. So I decide to stick there. So I think the point there is, issues about whether to leave or not, or to stay in an employment, are purely based on an individual's unique circumstances.
But allow me to interject.
Yeah.
In a country like Kenya, where the options are so limited, I'm not sure you'd be like, I'm here because of a good manager.
True.
What do you think?
True. Can I give you my personal example?
No problem.
Kuna time nilikuwa na job, actually it was my first employment in life. Sita mention institution because the institution bigi kiasi. Yeah, but nilikuwa na duko job as a teaching assistant. Nilikuwa mdosi moja mzee sana. Yeah, sikuwa get job, actually nilikuwa get like 30 Gs nakumbuka that time per month. Mdosi alikuwa mzee, like naweza sema hiyo on set, like she was really terrible, like a really difficult person. But nilivumilia 2 years.
2 years.
Nilivumilia 2 years, but pia kuna time alinifika hapa manze, alifika ko. Ni siku moja pia and I'm being honest, I'm being real. What I did was not entirely right, but kuna siku moja mimi alinisinya sana. I gave up vile mtani wanasemanga peace of my mind. Like nilijamu na yeye sana. Nilijamu na yeye. Nikamzushia kwa ofisi yake, nikamzushia, storm out. Of course, the next thing you can guess which followed was a letter kuni fire. Of course, na acknowledge nilikuwa step beyond the line. But nilikuwa try pia kwa patient. Unacheki kwa try kwa patient all that time. That time when I was fired, I didn't have like any other thing to do, like sikujua where else to go, because I was actually planning a long-term career within that institution at that point in time. But God in his mysterious ways aka open up to ninis, nikaanza kuwa research assistant, you know, pole tu nilikuwa naongelesha huyu msee na mbeniaje anajua huyu ma research, so nipatie my job one off hivi tu pole as I built my life back in a much better way and can get at least more stable jobs going forward. So nasema hivyo kusema there are many things that happen within the workplace. Sometimes unfortunate things that happen to a job, you know, you don't even know the next step. But I think the constant, in my opinion, should be twofold. One, just trust in God that in his own mysterious ways ata open up, you know, the right doors, ata kulika up the right people. But two, also constantly add value to your life.
Add value to your life.
Miss inaweza sema kitu pia imenisaidia. I picked up on some specific skills and I kept learning on my own self beyond whatever I had learned in school. Like I've got some clear skill set. Nikienda kwa interview leo nikiulizwa, why should we hire you? I know the other guys who are competing against you in this position. Naweza kuambia, you know, in a very clear way, niko na hii skill, na hizo ni vitu ni sure bet, like si vitu na guess. Mimi ni pro, nimeiva, nimeinvest time yangu hapo hivyo, niko sure hizi vitu naweza do. So naweza sema pia that's an important aspect, like to constantly add value to your life. Like unajambianga kama nataka kuwa mnoma in report writing, I need to invest hours every single day, you know, ninaile ku perfect my game ndio nikuwe mse mnoma kwa hii area. Watu naambiwa in life that you need to standardize before you optimize. Like pick area ukwe mnoma ndio utagrow, like you know, now sasa utokeleze with time. So wezi amkalewa alafu unini, but pick an area, standardize, like learn the basics ukwe umeiva, standardize kabisa, and then we can build on it going forward. So it's many things for many people, and I acknowledge hii country ni hard, economy perform vipoa, so companies are not in employing. Corona ilikam ikaweka mess up things even much more last year. Many companies haven't like haven't come back to the pre-corona days,
full capacity.
Exactly, to full capacity. So I acknowledge ni hard, na so siwezi kuongea pia from your point ya privilege, maybe things are working out, so na assume wasingine vitu ziko poa. No, na acknowledge it's difficult, it's tough for many people, but I think just stay grounded on God, and just you know, in your own small ways, keep adding value to your life. One of the ways to of course do that is to be a person who reads. Wanasemanga mavijana wengi ukimuuliza like 2020 ulisoma vitabu ngapi, kwamba tu ni Facebook. That's the only book I read.
Are you reading Facebook?
Or what other books did you read?
What other books are you reading apart from Facebook?
Apart from Facebook. Like kuimprove life yako ni fiti, ni fiti ku add value, kukuwa na some discipline around your life, kujambia this will be the source of knowledge, and nitaendelea kuimprove as I go forward.
Wow. Yeah. So there is hope even in that career. Trust in God, stay grounded. God in his mysterious ways will work out something. Now there's something you touched on, and I want you to like dig deeper into it a bit.
Yeah.
Skill set. Skill set. You know, this question normally pops up like in every other interview. Who are you? Why should we hire you? Why him and why you are not him? You know, what is skill set, and how do you develop this skill set? I know it might not be directly linked to hope, but when you have a skill set, you have a hope that you'll get that job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Number one, maybe from the outset, it's good to say Proverbs inasema kwa Bible that your talent will bring you before great men.
Exactly.
Pia Proverbs inasema in all labor there's profit. In all labor, like
there is profit.
There's profit.
So sorry.
Yeah.
So even if you do something negative, there is profit.
There's a profit accumulate. Yeah, in all labor there's profit. But I think kuiangalia from a positive side,
yes.
Ni hata kuwe ni mse unadu sports, unadu wanidero mat.
There is profit.
There's profit in all labor. Like every stuff una investing time yako consistently and continually, utaona fruits. That's just how life is designed. But could reflect about your point on issue ya skill set, ni kusema wanasemanga one of the ways unaweza ku-identify passion yako is to look at what disturbs you most when it's wrong. Like kama ni mse unakwanga, let me say for instance example like church, when ni mse ukikam church upendingi sound ikikuwa mbaya, unasema sasa nini mbaya,
mbona hiki tunapiga kelele leo?
Mbona hiki tunapiga kelele leo? Maybe calling yako kwa hiyo area and support your ministry. Ama kwa ni mse unakuwa na consciousness ya usafi, upendi uchafu. Ukiingia place unashindwa, kwani huyu mtu anafaa ku clean ni aje? Anaishi aje? Yeah. Inamaanisha hiyo ni area ya passion, na which is of course area ya gifting yako. So it's good to develop skills in areas za passion yako, uta struggle. So for instance, kama ni mse nikika Mungu church ama nikienda kwa meeting na I don't like poor sound engineering, you know, potentially that's my area of calling. Develop skill set, and learn kitu yenye inaweza kusaidia. Kama wewe ni mse wa ku run control room, kama ni mse wa ku play guitar, kama ni mse wa ku do drums. Yeah, so pick skill sets in the area of your passion. Uta struggle, uta flow. But also I think ni important to go back to our first point, kwa nakumbuka, good things take time.
Good things take time.
So kujenga skill set to level umekuwa mnoma. Unajua, wacha kwamba kitu moja about marathon. Juu pia mi utry kukimbia na some friends of mine. One of the things nimelearn about marathon ni, unaona ukiona Eliud Kipchoge amekimbia 42 kilometers under 2 hours.
2 hours.
Do you know what has happened there? Si ndio tunaiona mara ya kwanza, yeye ameiona before. Do you know that? Like watu fikiria ati atoka cheki athlete like Ronaldo ana take shots zingine noma na curve. Unashinda kwani mse anabuildaje physics into football, like ana curve kitu shwa. No, at the background, in the background like Gioni, you do hizo vitu over and over. Yeah, ama mse kama King James, umse wa Bake, Michael Jordan, like hizo shots amezidu like 1,000 times Gioni when cameras are off. You when cameras come on na kwa marveled, unasema wow, Collins ni mnoma. No, yeye ana enjoy juu wanga me invest in the background. So ni poa kuambia ngapi wase skill set inakuanga ni kama kitu umeinvest. And by the way, like hata si uambiwa ukatembea tao na cheki ma building ndefu, kitu watu usahau ni foundations zinakuwa zimejificha. Usho na foundation ya hao.
Utaonaje? Ni building unaona.
Ni building unaona, unasema KICC mse.
But ujui kuna foundation.
So even the skill set iko, like I think just invest when the cameras are off, when the microphones are off, when the crowds have gone home, when the stadium is empty, we invest. I'm telling you, your day will always come. Pia wanasemanga private preparation before public presentation. Wow. Your day will come na utapata platform yako. Yeah, utapata platform yako. Wow. So skill set even ina work like wajengwi in the public, inajengwa in the private, you know. Kuna mse fulani I forget who he was, alisemanga ati plow deep like Lima, PLOW, plow deep while sluggards sleep. Like silo sona lala we Lima, like, you know, do job, like invest, you know, keep perfecting your art, keep perfecting your game with time. Kitu ya skill set by then, it's like water and oil will always rise on top of water, always. So with time ukikuwa mnoma itatokea, like ita manifest, you know, just naturally ita manifest with time. Nakumbuka story ya Joseph. Okay, of course ati hii kulikuwa na unoma yake, ilikuwa pia ni gift ya God ya kuinterpret dreams. But unacheki yule msee alikuwa ameinterpret dream kwa prison, msee katoka kamsahau. Msee karudi kudu job kwa nini ya king wakati king alitaji nini, alikumbuka kuna msee mnoma kuinterpret nini. So that's how life works. Kwa prison tumtoe, and that's how life works, that unoma yako inaweza kuokolea sana in life. Yeah, so invest, pick area of passion. It will be easier for you to invest and flow. It takes time. Easy vitu nika foundation. You do it from the background, away from the cameras and microphones and crowds. But most assuredly, ukiiva, hiyo tokea. Huwezi kuifunika. Christ alisemanga, you're like you know, like a light, you know, like a city on top of a hill. Huwezi kujificha. Unoma inakuanga tu hivyo.
Cannot be hidden.
Yeah, it cannot be hidden. Itatokea.
Are you preparing privately, awaiting that public presentation, or you are preparing publicly?
You're not talking about public presentation.
Public preparation. I don't know.
It's
very hard. Huh?
I work hivyo.
Wow.
Life I work hivyo.
I mean, you are bringing so much insight into this topic. I'm even wondering what else should I ask, or should we just continue with that issue of skill set? But anyway, let's move away from skill set. Let's come back to the issue of hope. There are these people who are now like they're looking at what career to join in life. Just finished my high school. Nifanye course gani, you know, and they're like, walimu manzia walipi poa. Udaktari kusoma ni ngumu. At the end of the day, they end up being confused and they do courses that they don't even understand. How do you develop sobriety at that stage so that you don't end up being hopeless at the end of your 4 years studying campus?
Good question, but also a difficult one. because pia the labor market Kenya iko a bit twisted. Gava, which ordinarily should also be a very large scale employer, iko in a struggle. I think he may freeze employments on permanent basis, so ni tricky. Kitu mimi naweza sema, or maybe I should just give my story briefly.
No
maybe
problem.
to sort of like high school nilikuwa napenda, of course I did all the subjects and I was really, but I really used to love literature and English so much. In fact, high school nilikuwa form 4, mwalimu wetu wa lit, I'm the only person alitumia success card kwa class. Sasa akasema chalo nini na happen hapa watu. No. Anajua mimi no man expect anajua nitapatia unacheki. Yeah, but so nilipomaliza I wanted to do a bachelor's in law, then I didn't qualify to do it. Nikaambiwa no, alafu hizo siku zetu by the way kuanga na hiyo opportunity ya ku revise my courses. Ulikuwa ukirushwa umerushwa, enda tu kupambana na hiyo course. Ni hivyo. So nikapata nimechaguliwa kufanya Bachelor of Education Arts in KU. Nikaenda. So there are many subjects ninge choose kusomea, but nikajiambia kitu gani nilikuwa napenda high school. That's exactly what I chose. Nikaenda kudu Bachelor of Arts, English Literature. Education. So ideally mimi nimse Gavalo ikasema kila msana anafaa kurudi kufanya kitu alisomea, mimi narudi tu kwa chokaa na kama na chokaa tu class.
Mwalimu Charles.
Mwalimu Charles. Kwa staff mpale, maybe nitakuwa head of department, sijui teacher on duty, unacheki. But I think kitu yenye nililearn ni kidio course 1 nilienjoy, like si ku struggle. Number 2 nilikuwa na opportunity ya kuduma my extracurricular activities, ku engage in student politics, campus and so on and so forth.
Very well, I remember you are chairman.
MC, nilikuwa
chairman Kusa.
Bana.
Story for another day.
Yeah. So, ikanipatia opportunity. Na hiyo pia kanilink some opportunities even mingi zaidi. Some of them which are working for me to date. Imagine all these years later. And then kitu nye naweza sema ni just sort of to conclude and to answer your question ni from the experience nililearn. So vitu nilidu campus vitu nadu leo, like they're totally different. Not to say wasenyo wali choose to go on kwa walimu wali do anything wrong. No, I mean that was their line of passion and interest. That's fine. Kuna nje wana contribute to society. But nililearn one, hata course umedu si ati lazima practice your course. Unacheki. Depending on kama kumkele point kama kushow Collins initially that masomo mbaya ni masomo ya intellectual conformity. Masomo fiti ni masomo ya intellectual curiosity. So after umesoma whatever thing you've learned, you are able to still build on it, pursue a totally different line, develop your skill set in that area, and just again explore the opportunities beyond the borders of this country. So I'm giving that story to just sort of say, like, hey, listen, one, hata kama unafeel na uko na confusion, I think the way to standardize your confusion ni kujiuliza what does my heart beat after, like kan ngembo nichague kitu, what would I want to do? I think just go to that. Of course kuna regulations zingine kama that is you also need to have qualified. Na kwanza sema nitaka kwa doc unaenda kudu med mse na kem ulinyesha mbaya haina haja tudanganyane. Yeah, so tukae uwezi do pia. But I think just pick an area of interest, of passion, do it, keep growing, be patient, and things just have a way of joining up. Steve Jobs umse wa Apple alikuwa anasema you can only join dots backwards. So saizi kuna confusion, unajua sometimes uko sure kama path umepursue is the right path, but given years of being consistent utakao ujambie by the way na cheki why nilichuzio over this other, you can only join dots backwards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Time is really running out. Like I think 8 minutes to go before we end the show. But I don't think it would be fair if we end the show minus bringing the spiritual aspect to the matter of hope. So at this juncture, I want to request you to maybe invoke some spiritual insight on this matter, so that maybe somebody watching is not like, okay, life niko struggle too, hata wajongea juu ya Mungu kwa hii show leo. Kwa nini Elevate TV kweli?
Tumeongea by the way to mob.
Yes, tumesema bit mob. But specifically now and directly on the matter of hope. What would you tell somebody who's maybe a young man who's born again or a young girl who's born again and they're watching us right now? They're wondering, hey, okay, wacha nitafute verse ya hope or something of the sort. You get my point?
I do.
Yes.
Well, a couple of points. One, I think in Romans, I don't remember if it's Romans 5, inasema hope does not disappoint. So there, right there, hope does not disappoint. Unacheki, nipokuwa na hope. Number 2, Colossians by this is one of my favorite books. Colossians inasema everything was created for him and by him. Kila kitu. So one of the ways ya kukuwa na hope ni kuunderstand kuwa wewe ni mali ya Mungu.
Mali ya Mungu.
Wewe ni mali ya Mungu.
But I think there's a musician or something called
yes,
Mali ya Mungu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So because everything was created for him and by him. Ni inakukumbusha wewe ni mali ya Mungu na you know God is in charge of your life. Matthew 6 is also a good reference point yenye nasema take no thought for the morrow. Usi mind yako isichukuliwe sana, what shall I eat, what shall I drink, what shall I dress. Of course it goes further to say look at the birds of the air, look at the flowers of the fields. Yeah, but I think hapo mwisho ina conclude ikisema seek ye first the kingdom of God and all its righteousness and the rest shall be added unto you. I think it's good to recenter our attention to Jesus Christ. It's a better way because he's the better way. Yeah, he's the better way. He's our creator, he's our savior. So in the questions of this life zenye hawezi kufigure out, I think he's more than able to figure out. Jana we were having a discussion and somebody asked a very difficult question that Bible inasema wasotenda heaven wase put their faith in Christ. So what happens to mtu yana did after 2 months? Wacheki. Ilikuwa question tricky but mse mmoja akatuambia ni hard, but Deuteronomy 29:29 inasema that the things that have been revealed are for you and for your children, but the things that have not been revealed are for God. Like kuna vitu pia huwezi understand life with a human mind. Yeah, so that I think is even a better reason or justification why you should put our trust in God. All knowledge, all wisdom resides in him. Sisi wengine sometimes ni bahati nasibu. Yeah, we're not sure, it's like we're groping in the darkness, but God in his own manifold and boundless wisdom is able to lead us onto the path that we should follow as we move forward.
Wow.
Yeah.
God in his, you said manifold.
Yeah, and boundless wisdom.
Manifold and boundless wisdom.
Yeah.
Hii maneno ya kusema infinite wisdom kila siku, please. Get some vocabulary there. Wow, and by the way, the verse you're talking about is Romans 5:5.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
which says that hope does not disappoint.
Thank you.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Nextgen Warriors. You are watching us from Elevate Television, where we are advancing kingdom lifestyle. Please follow us on our social media handles. It is Elevate TV across all handles. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Elevate TV Kenya. Like our pages and get in touch with us. The numbers are on your screen right now. Please give us a call, send us a message. Let us hear from you on ways we can improve this show, or maybe the guest you want, or on set, and the topics you want to discuss. I assure you, we will respond and do as you guide. Now, Charles, I know I have like 3 minutes to end the show. So I don't want to give you a parting shot because I know it might not be 3 minutes. So maybe the last question, the last question before we go to the parting shot.
Yeah.
I am a young man, and I have struggled with so much issues, especially these addictions. And you know, the addictions are very serious in this generation. We've seen girls going just away from home and just getting lost. How do I dissociate myself from these addictions? And is there hope for me? Like, what can I do? I have talked to counselors and all that, but the addiction is just too much. How can I come out? You know, is there hope for me?
I need a one-week conference to address that issue.
just
but I know, But me as a from even because I've also had my own addictions. I've also had my own challenges and struggles growing up. There's a and to be very honest, unajua prosperity gospel, shida ya prosperity gospel ni it promises your flesh everything. That the Bible actually says your flesh will not receive. Okay? the comfort and the, you know, yeah.
Shirunda.
But to be honest, Bible inasema nini about flesh? Crucify the flesh. And we can sit here and, you know, debate at length about whether or whether not, you know, the way they say, you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda. We can have those debates, but the truth is that ni God tu anaweza kusaidia msee akutoka addictions. So fine, tunaweza sema counselors kuna role to play, which is true. Kunaweza ku-equip, you know, like, I mean, yeah, that's why we even go to school, you know, yeah, so that we are equipped in a particular area. But ultimately kitu inaweza toa msee kako na ma easy addictions. Unajua addictions zinadidisha wasee vibaya sana. Yeah, and usually wanasemanga ati addiction will take you further than you wanted. It will keep you longer than you intended to stay, and it will demand you to pay more than you intended to pay. So any addiction nitaka kuingia ndani leo nitaka kwanza ku gauge ama what's the name for bang nowadays? I know the many names. What's the latest name?
I'm not even sure.
Collis, are you sure? You're not sure? You're sure you're not sure?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, but whatever the name, you know, whatever thing you want to do, pornography, anything you want to get, Nini, I think it's just good to remember that whatever addiction, it will keep you longer than you intended to stay there.
It will demand you to pay more.
It will demand you to pay more than you intended to pay. Okay? And so I think even just that alone, the consequences sort of like should restrain you. But to be honest with you, it's only Christ who can help you crucify your flesh. Because easy vitu zingine zote, counseling psychology, as good as it is, have an accountability partnership, as good as it is, all those things are good, but they can only take you so far. I think the true transformation kwa msee yote mwenye kona any addiction, ni God anaweza kuokolea.
Wow. Now, in like, Robin, how much time do I have? In like 1 minute.
Yeah. I
want you to look at this camera here.
Okay.
And just speak hope to that young woman, that young guy, that young child, and the Nextgen Warrior who is watching. Just speak hope to them. Camera.
So that nisitumie maneno zangu, nieri nitumie maneno za scripture, because yo iko more dependable. They're proven than zangu. One of my favorite verses that you could confirm for me, Collins, I think Proverbs, is it chapter 4, verse 5, 6? Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He'll make your paths straight. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Is that Proverbs 4, 5? Yeah. So I think just to sort of break it down, number 1, just trust in the Lord with all your heart. Number 2, don't lean on your own understanding. Usione ni mjanja sana. Yeah, I think all of us as we grow older, we realize, ujanja yetu iko limited. Yeah, so do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, masomo, story ya do, story ya life, story ya relationships, story ya aspirations, konazo, bees, whatever. In all your ways, acknowledge God, and He will make your path straight. Thank you.
Yeah, it is Proverbs 3, verse 5 to 6.
5 to 6, yeah.
So thank you so much, Charles, for gracing us with your presence.
Asante.
Out of your busy schedule, you still managed to be here. Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of yet another wonderful show, and I hope you've really learned something and you've enjoyed the show today. I know some of the English might have been difficult, but don't worry, we will look at the dictionary. So same time, same place, next week. This has been your host, Collins Otaz. God bless you. See you next week.